Greetings everyone, this is the Bucket speaking, and today we are in Minecraft for a bit of a showcase of a little creation myself, my brother, and my dad have been working on for a little while now. Now I know this is a little bit different from some of the videos we've done a little more recently, but I think you guys will enjoy what we have to show off here today. This build is still a work in progress, as there's about half a city still missing, but if you're a fan of Fable, then I think you might recognize some of this area, especially as we get a little further down over there. In short, what this area is our own rendition of the, I believe, the Fable 3 Bowerstone. This is kind of our own little fun creation that we decided to start building a few houses, and over time it developed into a full-size kind of replica-ish build of the Bowerstone main square. Over time we will be looking at expanding off into Bowerstone Old Town and Industrial as well. And so let's start up right up at this end. Right now the my dad's city area on our realm server is kind of acting as our Castle Fairfax. Later on we will have a proper Castle Fairfax right here. But right now, we just got a bit of a walls. So let's come down here. One of the biggest things that we kind of started working on this with was a new kind of somewhat fantasy but old style aesthetic. Notice how a lot of the, before we go inside, let's look at the building and show how they're oddly narrow buildings. Some of them actually are wider on the top floor than they are on the bottom floor. And they're just an interesting little aesthetic that we started with and expanded on as we continue down. In here, if again, if any of you are players and fans of Fable, then some of these things might feel a little bit nostalgic. Like over here we got the wonderful keg, and if anyone remembers, especially in Fable 2, for some reason every keg had mutton in it. Don't ask me why, but every time I went into any keg in a house, there was mutton there. All these houses have fully furnished with some small pieces of furniture, including some different clothing, some different toys, a scary doll, and just a bunch of nice little fun things, nice bay windows. Most of the houses, they feature similar furniture pieces on the inside, and some varying aesthetics from each one. I believe no two houses in all of Bowerstone yet are actually identical, and we've tried to mostly replicate from memory what houses were what colors in different areas around Bowerstone, kind of the market square, so we could try to make it as accurate to what the actual Fable 3 Bowerstone was. Only difference is you might notice that this main roadway is not quite as wide as what it was in the game. As you can see, we've got just some different style houses. Some of them use different woods, different stained clays. Some of them have backyards like that one there, some of them not so much. And if we come back out to the main road, as we get past the first houses here, we start to come into the actual business area. Again, if you're a player of Fable, then you might already know which buildings are which. Like this is, I believe, the Cow and Corset Inn. This one I built myself. I am very, very proud of it, but we will get to that one in just a second. Right here is the Blacksmiths, complete with a multi-floor building and plenty of armor and weapons, a nice showcase room. A little bit different from the game, but we thought this one showcased a lot nicer selection of weapons. Now, while in the game there was no access to the upstairs, we've allowed access to upstairs and an iron golem who appears to be stuck in the floor. Complete with a deck outside and several floors to build whatever you like in. Go head back downstairs. come back out here. Now let's go over and look at the inn. The Cow and Corset wasn't the biggest place to visit in Bowerstone, but I figured I might as well go all out on this particular build when I made it. I built this one to be as accurate as I could to the original game as for when it comes to the placing of different areas for the tables, where the bar is, and even having the stage over here. And of course we got like a giant keg here. If you listen closely, you can actually hear there's water inside the keg to kind of act as our fake ale. And some nice tables around, a kitchen right back here, where got some different machines, a dishwasher, and storage units, a furnace and everything. Everything you could need for a nice kitchen back here. And of course, behind the stage, over here we have a changing room, where the actors can come back in here and prepare for the next act. And last but not least, let's head upstairs to where we have a few more tables up on the balcony. And last but not least, let's head up the last set of stairs to where we have a few rooms that can be rented. There are just a few rooms here, not too many, but enough to just stay the night if you need to. Let's head back out. And the last spot to visit, well, second to last spot to visit in the inn, is I almost forgot to go over here to the manager's office. Again, this area was not actually in the game, but I figured, seeing as we had the kitchen just below here, it seemed appropriate to have this up here. A nice little pool table here. The office itself, right here, with a desk and a chair for other people to sit in. And the manager's personal suite, where he has bookshelves and everything the manager could need. Very last place to look at in the inn is out back, where there is the whole outdoor sitting area, complete with fountain, and even a hidden loot chest over here, where you can find some extra little bits. As always, there is chests all around the world of Fable, and so of course you're gonna find some hidden little spots around here where you can get some extra loot. Let's head back out of the inn over here and head over to the next building. Oh, and of course, as we're walking past it, we do have a clock tower. I told my brother that he has to add some little picture frames with clocks in them, but he didn't seem to think they would be very readable from down here. I believe this, I can't remember if I think this was just another house. No, this building is still incomplete. This was the bookstore, where you could buy books for training different emotes in-game, training your dog with different tricks. I believe this was the pawn shop? I think this was the pawn shop. Again, these three buildings here are completed on the exterior, but not yet finished on the interior. And last but not least, we have in here, this was the alchemist's store, where you could buy various potions. Now if we go back across the street over here, pass by our food vendors, where you can buy different things. Of course, we have actual tradable villagers in here, trapped and safe from any zombie sieges. And we come over here to the furniture store. In Fable, you could purchase various houses and buildings and then come over to your furniture store to then buy anything from tables, chairs, beds, and various more luxurious versions in order to make the people living in your house a little happier. Now, above this building, continued up to have some various apartments where people were living. of course, complete with all your basic necessities for life in Minecraft. In Fable, again, you were not allowed to go upstairs to the apartments above, but in here we can do just about whatever we want. So we can come up to the apartments. Go to the last floor here. And of course the top floor is the little more luxurious space. A few more things in it. And even a bathroom. Gotta have the important things here. Let's head back out of here. Like I said, we've been working on this one for a little while now. It's still a bit of a work in progress. Like I said, there's still some different aspects that have yet to be fully finished. We haven't gotten fully to the other side of the river yet, but we do have the bridge, complete with vendors on the bridge. And we did have again, in Fable 3, there used to be different people who were just needing money that would be sitting on the side of the bridge asking for alms for anyone who would be willing to spare any. And of course, guards in all of the guard towers. And if we continue down this way, of course, right over here, we'll be expanding this river, and this was the main river that ran through all of Bowerstone, out to the ocean itself. We come down this way to come to a few more shops, and then one last house. Right in here this is usually the tattoo parlor, where you can come in and in-game you can get all kinds of tattoos that you can just make your character look a little more stylish in-game. And of course, every shop had a small house upstairs, complete with an oven and living spaces. If we continue over, I believe this was the other library, where you could come in and buy some different books, anything, just about anything you needed. And on this one, the door's a little more hidden, up to the upper space. Some nice little roof trusses and everything. Oh, and I believe this was one of my special chests. If we look in here. Oh, no. This was not my special chest. Ooh, I gotta find where my special chest was. Let's see. Let's go back to the previous house and see if I missed my special chest. This special chest, again, if you're a Fable fan, you will recognize it right away. Nope, it's not there. Must be in the last house. I know I had it somewhere. Right, let's come into here and hope we find our special chest in here. This was just one last house on the row. Usually there was, I believe, a bridge, yes, right about there, that went across the river, and this kind of capped off the area. And this is just another basic house, a little more bigger of a house in comparison to some of the other ones. This one, I think I may have accidentally left that anvil there. I don't think that's supposed to be there. And this looks like, yes, here we are. Chesty, if anyone remembers, this was a Fable 2 reference, where Chesty was a very evil chest that was, in some strange way, sentient. And of course, we have the Diamond of Sorrow, the special item that you got from Chesty after you survived a night with him. And I believe after this nice little house, head out, and I believe we have just one or two more houses left to look at, which are right back over this way. Fly over here. And of course, some stylish lampposts as you come up this way. And just two last houses. This house, which is by far the most luxurious house in the district, this was built by my dad as his own personal home in the area. And so you'll notice the moment we walk inside, it is a little more complete, a little more deluxe in comparison to a lot of the other places in the area. And has, of course, a nice living room with a TV. And if we head upstairs, a nice little deck and a attic bedroom. That is, of course, incomplete. And last, but certainly not least, if we head back out and come over to the warehouse. In Fable, this was... I don't know if you could actually buy this building, but it was just kind of a storage house for all kinds of things. It didn't really serve much of a functional purpose, but it was still just a cool place to come in and explore. There were a few people who came in here and worked in here. And I thought there was an upper floor access in here somewhere. I don't know where the upper floor access is, but that's what the upper floor is there. And yeah, I believe that is all the buildings. Of course, each one has its own corresponding chimney. And a random cobweb tower. Bit of a story behind this one. My brother and I built this while just having fun making the chimneys. And if I go ahead and grab... There we are. This this is what we always did just while passing time, is you can just come up and just watch them have a slow, painful descent down this long, long, long tower. I've never actually timed just how long it takes villagers to move down this tower. But trust me, it is a very long time. And technically, they can survive the journey down. But most of them tended to accidentally walk out the side and fall to their death long before that happened. And of course, guess while we're up here, we might as well take a nice, beautiful overhead look of the current development of our Bowerstone. Like I said, over time we will be developing the other side of the river and Bowerstone Industrial over this way. No, I believe that was Bowerstone Old Town, and that way went off to Bowerstone Industrial, if I remember correctly. So we will be continuing this build as soon as we possibly can. And of course, once it is a little more complete, then I'll come back for a better showcase of the complete Bowerstone. And of course, we'll be adding more little loot chests around. We'll be adding things to kind of make this entire town somewhat of a adventure district. You come in, talk with the villagers, get special quests and things to go and do, and just some different fun things. A really cool little area to come and explore and have fun in. So, oh, and you know what? Before we leave, I should go and show one last little hidden bit. We have our own little secret access. This area will, over time, become a full-on hidden... Well, again, if any of you played Fable, then you'd remember there's the entire kind of Bowerstone underground sewer area that the Resistance kind of held their main headquarters in. Over time, we will be developing this area as well. This isn't our biggest priority at the moment. As you can see, this little system there is a bit of a work in progress, but anyway, I believe that is everything with the current progress iteration of our Bowerstone build. I hope you thought it was cool. If you like what you saw, and can't wait to see more. Feel free to leave a like and a subscribe to see more of it and see this wonderful town as it continues to come together. And I believe that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.